As you may or may not know, I don't play RimWorld like a normal person, so my colony is probably not the best example of like what to do, but you're welcome to like ask questions and like get some information and stuff if you want and whatnot. I have no problems with like people like being like, what is this or whatever. But yeah, I hope you're enjoying your RimWorld at the moment. Hey Captain, I see you all lurking. I hope you're having a good night too as well. So we lost the 40 animals and we've kind of turned them into food. It's not a huge issue. Like I've got some crops and stuff out here, and as you can see we've now got some meat and stuff, but I have a lot of colonists. I have 266 colonists, and there's an issue with that. Is feeding and clothing them. I kind of don't have enough food for it. So, struggling a little bit with that at the moment. We're coming out of winter, or we're like midway through winter, I think. Yeah, midway through winter. And what I kind of want to see is if we could grab a few crops. Like, I don't want to harvest in here. I do want to get like the next crops and stuff. My only problem is I'm thinking about fucking off the devil strain, because we are getting like some of that. My intention was to grow it and sell it and shit. Fuck that off and shove like my ducks and chickens and stuff inside, because at the moment the food is a higher priority than devil strain and crap. So I also have like a pretty good medical growing area inside where animals can't get to it, and I was thinking of changing that, but I can't because we're about to give 260 industrial medicine to an ally for quests, as you guys can see here. Ironically, Dryden is selling to Dryden, so I think that's hilarious. My location is called Dryden, that's what we ended up settling on, but out in the world, really not that far away, is also a colony called Dryden, and I really think, it's not that one, I think I chose it because I saw it in the area and I was like, oh yeah, that's a name that like stands out to me because I probably read it before. So yeah, not something I intended to do, but anyway, this is home. This is Asora's home base and stuff. We've got like part of its ocean, and this is honestly crippling me a little bit. So the biggest thing is because I have all this area that's beach and water, I can't grow. Like my fertility of land stops at the sand, so I can't grow on that. And I can't obviously do anything in the water. Like if I wanted to, I could probably put bridges out here across the sand, like a wooden bridge, and that would allow me to put like grow rooms and stuff like that. But if I put them outside, they'll catch fire, they'll explode and stuff, so I don't want to do that. So yeah, there's nothing much I could do about that. Like I said, I think I'm just going to fuck off the devil strain. But I need to keep growing the cotton. I need to still keep growing the health, because we need to replenish that crap. So, and the reason why I'm thinking about swapping this over is I'm thinking about putting some chickens and ducks back in the breeding program again. Let's change this back over. I don't want it to be another rice. Realistically, I think like berries or something like that would be great, but rice would grow the fastest, and I know that. Unfortunately, at the moment, most of my crops are rice, just because I need the food in the colony. Like you'd think, oh, this is plenty of food. Yeah, the problem is we have to keep keeping my allies happy, and I have to keep launching potatoes and rice at my allies. So, yeah. If I had like excessive clothes and stuff like that in here, which I do not, I would send them as gifts and stuff instead, and would just use like our neighboring colonies as like trash bags basically. But no, I actually have to send them food and crap every so often to keep them happy. Somebody's managed to get that again. Lola. I keep finding my people keep finding shield belts. Mind you, that's a different one, that's purple. But yeah, I've got a caravan that's set up. I've got a caravan that's on the way home, wherever that is. I think That one's going out and this one's coming home. That one's going out to... What are we doing with that one? I sent it to... Oh, trade for relations, that's right. I'm trying to make them happy. So I'm going to trade with them and hope that brings up my reputation with my allies a tiny bit. Because that's getting low. If I could bring it up into the 40s, it would be a bit better. I just want to keep them happy in case I need to call them in. I also have a few people that are still injured from like the mech battle and stuff. We had a psychic emanator out here. And yeah, I worked out that I had enough time to build some turrets. So I did that. That was great. That really helped. Because like they were all focused on the turrets instead of like my people, which I was able to like put all the way down here. But yeah, we had a lot of them. There was quite a lot. Tatashi's in a shoot frenzy. Nice, go for it. All my yaks are coming up. The other thing too is if my yaks get off the area for a little while, I'll get more produce and shit because they won't be eating all the stuff for the duration of time that they're out. They'll obviously have to take food with them, but it's fine. Now I was thinking about chucking like the ducks and chickens back in here just for a short while. I don't want to, but I also know that we lost a lot of chickens. A lot of them caught fire. We're down to like 55 and 53, so not a great number. Realistically, I need something that actually produces more meat, like the muffaloes and yaks and shit like that. But the chickens are kind of okay for like the egg production, plus you get the meat once they hit adulthood and stuff like that. And I think it would just help for a little bit. We've already got the maximum amount of females. We've got almost enough males. That's where we're low on it. And I've got them set to a cull limit at the moment when they're young. And I think I would change that if I was going to put them into the breeding program again. Mostly just to kind of get about... I don't know, I just need like a bit more meat. I don't think they give you leather. Hold on. I gotta look at a chicken. My chickens. You here. I haven't actually checked, but I don't think you give me leather. Nah, beaver's on a fire starting spree. Where does it say this? Not that. Not melee. Animal production. I'm looking for... It's probably right up the top. Life expectancy, immunity. The market value for meat amount, nutrition. I'm not seeing leather. I'm thinking if it's not giving me leather, it normally just says like wool or leather. Like, hold on, let me go click on... I know thrombos have them, right? So, okay, it's up here and like up the top. So that's thrombo first. So this probably doesn't have... It definitely doesn't. Okay. Fuck. Tarantula. Welcome in. Thank you for the fucking gifted sub. Holy crap. I feel like my brain's just been like shocked. But yeah, thank you for that. It's really lovely. You didn't have to do that. There's so many fucking memes out there where like people's eyes just like space out, like go in different directions. I feel like that just happened. Because like the RimWorld is like one of those games where a lot of the time it's really peaceful, and some of the time I have my headset like turned up because it's peaceful, and yeah, that was a little startling for me, but that's okay. I might have some of my Coke. Hold on. But yeah, so it should be like super peaceful tonight, hopefully, because we had the attack last week, so it should be just kind of trying to set up for the caravan and mostly just tinkering around with my crops and stuff, which is kind of nice because I didn't really get a lot of sleep today. So I appreciate it being a little bit easier on me, you know? You're welcome. Thank you. Yeah. Welcome to settle in and, like, chill out and stuff, too, if you're here. Most of my streams are just generally, I don't know, big chitty chat sessions and stuff. A lot of people like to have a bit of a snooze to it and stuff, so by all means, kick back and relax. What are you doing there? I'm keeping an eye on this guy because I thought for a second there, I was just wondering. I thought he might be eating or something, but yeah, no. Alright, so if my chickens aren't going to afford me anything other than a little bit of meat and a little bit of eggs, which I am using for cooking, I do want them to be at 50. How about we take this down by... I'll take it down by 2. We'll take this down by... Take it down... I kind of do want still a lot of male chickens to exist, just in case they happen to produce offspring. So I might just keep it on 35. Since the only reason my thought process here is... Whoops, wrong one. My handlers still have to go and pat all of these bastards, right? So they still have to go waste their time, like, literally patting all these animals and giving them a piece of food. So the less of that, probably the better. Let's see. I mostly keep it to a 3 to, like, whatever ratio. We've got the guinea pigs on a low level because I don't really want a huge amount of guinea pigs. I think actually I should go look at my guinea pigs. Hold on. Because these bastards give me leather, but I don't think they give me I don't think they give me much in the way of meat. They give me guinea pig fur, which is highly valuable. The meat amount's 31. How quickly do they breed? Oh, they do nuzzling. I do keep animals for the purpose of nuzzling my colonists. Every 6 and a bit days. So every 6 and a bit days we might be able to increase. You can get 3 litters, give or take, a season. That's not too bad. Hey, my caravan's arrived. Nice. Alright, so I'm trading to get some, what do you call it? Happiness with my allies. So I don't want to sell you the medicine. You guys can take the ambrosia. Took that out of my colony on purpose. Incendiary launchers, I really should probably gift them, but they will get some bonus of happiness by just trading, so that's fine. Let's trade you guys what I can. And then I'll see what I want to buy from them. And if I have too much, I will choose to gift them some. I'm not really in a position to be giving them gifts because honestly, we just don't have that much like food and resources and stuff. Because when you've got like 266 colonists, what little resources you have are spread really thin. You have got gold. So I'm after gold, advanced components, and Nutrimine for medicine. I do have a bit of gold at home. I don't know how much I need for stuff. Hey, Silderbird. Is that not enough people? Need more people? I actively stole somebody I didn't have to last week. Also, welcome in. Yeah, no, I stole somebody I didn't need last week. I think I stole a cat or something. So, yeah, no, I'm not like holding back by any means. Let's see if I can grab a few more components. I don't want to sell you guys food. We also had Jung died last week. So, I mean, realistically, I just replaced Jung with cat. So, it wasn't a good replacement offer either. See if I can get gold off you. Okay, so they still have like too much stuff. I'm getting gold. I've got a psychic shock lance to steal people with. You do have wood. We do need a lung. That's about 1,000 though. We do need a lung. Okay, I'll bring the lung home. Because I was going to take wood too. Now, I'm not out here to be taking home their silver. I'm mostly out here to take stuff. I know wood's really useless. But we have got a lot of wood powered stoves and stuff around the place. So you'll see what I mean when I get back to base. One of these things wouldn't be bad if I could afford it. Now, I've got a lot of steel. I should still be buying some steel if I can afford it. What else have I got on me? You guys have got cloth. I don't need that. I don't really want to sell my animals. But what have you got? You've got goats. I would auto-slaughter them if they came back in. We had goats for a while. And then I don't know what happened. I think I weeded off a whole bunch of different creatures and I ended up staying with like the cows and stuff. Like, yeah. That's how it happened. You do have Nutrimine. That put me in reverse. Now, I do need to make medicine, so Nutrimine would be a little bit more important than wood. Okay. So, wood is currently a little bit more important than steel and plasteel, but I think it would still be pretty valid. I think I should probably grab plasteel. I have a lot of steel, but I'm also going to have to make a lot of new, what do you call them? A lot of new medicine, because I'm going to go trade with my allies the medicine I have. I kind of want steel and I kind of want the wood. I'll tell you what, we'll take the wood that we can carry, right? We'll take what we can carry in the wood because, oh no, hey, I wasn't done with that. Because we need to have wood through the rest of winter. So, I don't know what I hit, by the way, but I hit something that cancelled this shit. So, that's my fault. I pressed the button. Azula's here too, by the way. Azula's my cat, and she's upside down, like face down in a donut. She's fantastic. She was like so pori earlier. But, yeah. If RimWorld could keep being like nice and relaxing tonight and we don't get any raids, that'd be so great. Because I didn't get a lot of sleep today. My brain thought it was Wednesday, and so it flipped out thinking it was going to be art stream. Which is fine. It always does that. But, yeah, I didn't get a huge amount of sleep. And it would be good if tomorrow I could get some sleep and rest and crap for art stream. There we go, this one. I need to take that down to about close. There we go. I do have 100 there. We could have used that. But 110 is fine. Except that, guys, come home. They may end up meeting up, actually. Yep. No, they're okay with us now. So it's a little bit better. Tiny bit better. So, yeah, that's fixed up a little bit. But yeah, anyway, if anybody didn't know, tomorrow's art stream. And then Thursday and Friday I'm not streaming. So, yeah. I'm hoping to get my sleeps after RimWorld tonight. RimWorld's one of those games where the editing afterwards takes me fucking hours. It takes me twice as long as any of my other streams. So, yeah. I know I'll still be working on this till 8 AM, even though I'll finish streaming at 2 AM. So, it's fine. Alright. So, this has changed over. If I'm not going to do the breeding program for the ducks and the chickens, because I'm not going to get a huge amount of leather off them. I'm thinking the cows were kind of chosen animal last time. So let's have a quick look at how the cows work. So I've got them set to that. I have a look at one of them, like their actual stats nearby. I thought I saw a cow down here. There. Little tiny, little bull. Not going to give me all the information I need, but gives me plain leather. New amount yielded when butchering this creature. Hold on, that's 67. Where's a full size? There's a cow, but I think that's also a small one. Where's a full you? Let me look at a full size cow. So meat amount, yeah, 360. Sorry, 336. We get plain leather. I get a lot of leather. I'm not a huge fan of plain leather because it's like this kind of tan color kind of thing, like this tanny orangey thing. I'm not a big orange fan, which is funny because like literally one of my character's outfits is orange. But these guys, how fast do you guys reproduce? Oh yeah, it actually says here what the adult meat amount is. I should have been looking at that. It's been a while since I've gone and looked at my animal stats. Where's your reproduction? It's the same amount of time as a guinea pig. Oh my god. Holy shit. Wasting our time with like... I know the guinea pigs give us good leather. They can hang around. I'm okay with that. But sweet Jesus, this is why we kept these bastards. Let's allow you guys up to 10. Let's not cap you. Let's not cap you. And I want to see the same amount of the fucking chickens that's roaming around, honestly. That, and I'm going to go look at muffaloes and yaks and shit. You got to remember, the only reason why we decreased this is we had to slaughter 1/3 of our colony's animal amount. So we went from like 750 down to like 250 odd animals in a really quick succession to keep my colony alive. The only problem is that we haven't been producing enough crops because every time I have too many animals, they come through and they eat everything. And my people also need to go and like feed them to tame them. And everybody needs to walk around and pat an animal and stuff. So yeah, it's been a bit of an issue to kind of like maintain that. Plus, like with the chickens and the ducks, basically what's been happening is bird lays egg, which, by the way, where is one of those fuckers? Like here's the non-egg variant. That's an egg. So bird lays egg. Cat exists. Cat walks over, eats eggs. Small panther exists. Small panther walks over, eats eggs. So we weren't getting like anything hitting like adulthood in here because my cats and panthers, my meat eaters, kept walking over and being like, oh, a snack. Like literally they'd see this egg and be like, you know, you've offered me an egg in my trying times. How thankful, how grateful kind of thing. And yeah. So we weren't getting very far with that. I want to have a look at you. It does help to look at this occasionally, honestly. You're also 6.6 days. So the guinea pig's like actually slow as fuck by the look of it. Adult meat amount is the same as a cow. And we get muffalo wool, obviously. How much wool? 120. That's actually really good. So I want to increase the muffaloes too. I don't know what this is going to do to us in the meantime. But I really probably should bring that up. I should bring them all up to fucking 10 for a bit. I don't think I've ever seen a muffalo 334. Oh, mate. Hold on. Also, welcome in, Blame. Let me get you down into... We've got, like, ducks into the thousands. There we go. There's my 1,014 duck. And then what else we got in here? We got panthers in the high numbers too. Panthers in, like, the 455. Dromedaries in, like, the 300s. Muffaloes in, like, the 3 to 4s. What else we got down here? We got to have some hundreds of cats by now. Yeah, they're getting close to the 400s. They're getting there. Yeah, they're working on it. Let me zoom out from that. But yeah, welcome in. Yeah, my colony's been running for over 2 years IRL at this point. So I have a lot of animals, and a lot of animals have come and gone. And as I was saying earlier, when we moved here, we moved as an emergency from our last tile because RimWorld decided to do the 1.5 update and it corrupted the tile we were living on. So we had to emergency evacuate like 180 odd colonists and as many animals as we could carry out and just abandon everything. And yeah, when we arrived here, everybody was kind of starving and we didn't have any kind of buildings. And so yeah, by the second winter or second or third winter, I had to cull 2/3 of my animals and take us from like 750 animals down to like 250. And I'm still working on fixing that at the moment. But I'm just trying to bring some of my numbers back up because every time I kind of boost them, it's kind of too much for my people to handle. So it's been a bit of a problem because we just don't quite have the food for it. But I know that if we could get a couple of like the muffaloes, the sheeps, the fuck else is in here, the cows, stuff like that to come up in numbers, we'd have enough meat, at least to like feed most of my people, most of my animals, the meat eater animals. And then we'd kind of get, you know, we get more greenery stuff for my animals to be eating anyway. Hey, PC, can it handle it? What? 266 colonists and 750 animals. Yeah. I mean, I'm actively playing it right now. So, yeah. I think I have, like, I don't know if it's specless. I think it's specless. Maybe not. Hold on. No, I can't remember my shit. It's fine. I have a thing that brings those up. I'm pretty sure I've got it on my about page somewhere. But fuck it, I don't remember today. So that's fine. But yeah, I have a specs list. It's fucking spelt something along those lines. It might be actually spec list instead. Try that. No. I don't know. It's something. But yeah, no, my PC's fine. I don't have any performance mods or anything like that. I literally only have... What do we got? We've got 6 mods on the game, but in saying that, we have a couple that aren't working. Like we have, this is core game, I don't have DLCs. I have EdB Prepare Carefully to bring some colonists in from my previous maps. And then, yeah, Wild Reproduction doesn't work. I've dropped all inventory for when they come home and I can drop them out of the caravan so that my animals can go and do hauling. And the rest is just HugsLib, Harmony, and Deep Stacks. So, yeah. That's literally all we've got on it. And because I don't have like a fuck ton of mods, it's not really any issue. Medical treatment needed. Who? Wolverine, why? Oh yeah, your asthma. You know what? I don't know if I'm going to give you a lung, but you are a really great shot, so I might consider it. Because, yeah. That or... Let's have a quick look. Actually, I probably should have started with the in-line thing. Starting with 1. Who's going to need that lung that I'm bringing home? Let me zoom out, because we're going to zip around a little bit. I'm looking for this leg, kidney... I'm looking for somebody that wants you, brother. Okay, so you want a lung because you don't have one. You also need a leg, so that's something. What do we got? Recreationally starved, hungry, insulted. You just came back on a caravan, mate. Let's calm the fuck down. Like, he'll be right. What happens when you get animal plague? You suddenly get 500 ducks needing treatment. Yeah, pretty much. Not quite like 500. Like, you'll get like 70 odd. The same thing with the colony. When we got the flu, we had like 113 colonists out of like the 260 odd that got the flu. So it happens. It's just that like it scales up to like this ridiculous amount kind of thing, you know. So I'll get like a notification that goes, you know, your animals have animal flu, and it lists like this many cows and yaks and a few chickens, cats, or whatever it is. And then most of my animals will just walk straight up here and they'll go rest on these healing spots. Otherwise, they'll just kind of like get around. If they collapse, somebody will bring them over here, or they'll take them to the animal beds down here and they'll get tended to. I shouldn't have animals in here. Guessing that one just got slaughtered in here. Hold on. Raw meat. No raw meat's being stored in here. That one must have got slaughtered in here. That's fine, I don't mind that. I also like the fact they've got a little bit of herbal medicine down here. That's nice. That means somebody is doing this harvest and they're bringing them in here, which is good because this is also really close to up here, which, you know, they're making medicine